Okay, welcome to another Actors Talk hosted by the Orlando Urban Film Festival. Today I am joined by Ari and Princess from Get Your Story Straight, which is nominated not just once, but we have nominated actor and actress here as well. Get Your Story Straight has been making its moves at film festivals near you, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys. So thank you so much for joining me today, Ari and Princess.
Thank you for having
Yes.
us.
Yes, absolutely. Now, I like to start with something nice and easy, right? I want to find out what you guys are watching on TV right now or a movie that might be a good recommendation.
I'm currently watching Expat, although I don't get to watch a lot of TV, but I'm watching that right now.
I'm watching the Olympics.
I'm watching the Olympics too. I'm watching the.
Drama, comedy, all of it. Watch the Olympics. But seriously, though, I am watching the Olympics, but I've also started watching um, uh, Presumed Innocent on, I think it's Apple TV with Jake Gyllenhaal. And I'm on episode 3 currently. And so far, um, if you like a good murder mystery, I highly recommend it.
Ah, that's good. And I know you like a good murder mystery. You are the writer for Get Your Story Straight. Am I correct?
I am, yeah. Myra Aquino and Eric Wang also co-wrote it with me. I did write the story and the first few drafts of it. Um, and yeah, I,
Okay.
I did.
All right. All right. Now, Princess, you're nominated for Best Actress. Will you please tell me a little bit about your character and get your story straight?
Okay, I'm one of the uh, Del Rosario siblings, and I'm the eldest. Um, I'm portraying a nun, and there's just that crazy interaction between us because of what I do and the things that they try to hide behind my back. So that will be really interesting.
All right. And Ari, can you tell me about your character and get your story straight?
I play Jason Del Rosario, one of the 4 siblings, and he appears to be the one who has it all together. You know, the one who did what his parents asked him to do. We're all immigrants, first generation immigrants in the movie, um, and that's what it appears to be at first. And then secrets are revealed, and we find out later on
Ah, okay.
not so, put together as successful as we think he might be.
Okay. Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about what you want people to know about this story? Ari, can you tell us first?
Yeah, it's. I wrote this wanting specifically to tell a Filipino American story that can be told by Filipino Americans, by us, in front of and behind the camera. Uh, so it really is uh, a story that's been able to be told by the people who live these stories. But ultimately, when we watched it at 2 festivals now, the LA premiere and the New York premiere, and people come up to me and say, they see their families.
Uh,
Um, in LA, I had this really cool young African American kid waiting for me in the bathroom to get done, and said, "You know what? I thought your movie was fire." This is how they talk, these kids, right? Um, and I totally saw my family in there. And then in New York, one of the set designers for one of the movies, this Puerto Rican guy, said to me the same thing. I really enjoyed your movie. I really loved it, and I can totally see my family. So it's very universal. Yes, I made it with this intention to be told, well, to tell a Filipino American story, but ultimately, I think we just happen to be Filipino American families.
okay.
when in fact, I think a lot of people can relate to it. It's pretty universal.
Yes, yes. That's really good. And for you to hear from oh, who is that in the back there?
That's Max. Max, quiet. Sorry.
Max. Princess, do you have any pets at home?
No, I don't. Sadly, we don't. My daughter would have wanted to have one, but um, he can't. And unless she starts cleaning up after herself, I don't want to be the one taking care of the pet. So I said, unless you
Yes.
start cleaning up your room, then we can have a pet.
Yes. Yes. Now, you mentioned that this is a Filipino story, or it's not actually a Filipino story. It's just done all by Filipino cast and crew.
Mhm.
Can you tell me a little bit about your experience on set, Princess, with a total Filipino cast and crew?
Yeah, it
That's
was
dope.
such a fun experience seeing everyone there, being able to converse in in Tagalog and being able to share and enjoy Filipino food together. It
Yes.
felt like I was in a Filipino party. It didn't feel like work. It was fun. It was really fun.
That's so good. That's so good. And where did you guys film? What city?
And Long Beach.
In Long Beach. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's so cool. Princess, can you tell me one of your favorite Filipino dishes? Maybe something that you cook?
I love sinigang. It's like a sour soup, and you can play with it. But I love mine that's really sour and with a lot of fat. I like pork fat, pork skin.
And what's
uh,
the name of that soup?
Sinigang,
Sinigang.
sinigang. Yeah, you
Okay.
can use fish or beef
Okay.
or pork. Some people use chicken. It's very you can adapt it to however you want it to be. But I just want it to be very sour with lots of vegetables.
That sounds good. That
Mhm.
sounds good. Do you sop it up with some bread too, or it's just the soup?
Well, I use the easy pack from the store just because I can't find the real tamarind in our area.
I
But the long way
understand
of
that.
doing it is using real tamarind and boiling it and squeezing out the sour juice from it. Um, it's just easier to use the pack.
Okay, I feel you on that. I feel you. Now, Ari, I watched the let's see, I don't know how to call it on YouTube. There was a really nice documentary done about Get Your Story Straight. You guys had someone to come to set and she told a beautiful story. And that is available on YouTube. That's how I learned so much about you guys. There was a lot of food on set that day, so can you already tell me what is one of your favorite dishes? Maybe something that you cook.
Um, Thanks for bringing that up. That's a video that was made by a
Yeah,
YouTuber. Her name is Tez Milan, and if you follow her channel, she does a lot of really great insights. Um, yeah, we were fortunate enough. I reached out to a couple of Filipino restaurants in the LA area, and I thought they were going to be, contributing a little bit of this, a little bit of that for craft services. And Manila Sunrise and Cafe 86, they both just, we had food for days. I'm telling you, Gabby.
nice.
And um, and I don't know how they did it, but everyone had their own like favorite things. My One of my favorite Filipino dishes too is also a soup based one, and it's called chicken tinola, and it's very simple. It's lemon ginger soup and stock and chicken with simple vegetables. Did I
That's
describe
the way to go.
I think that's how you describe it, but it's just it's good on even on the summer night, and it's very comforting too. And I think I have very early memories of my mom making that, especially when we were not feeling well. She would make chicken tinola, and maybe that's why I like it so much.
Yes, that sounds really good and it sounds healthy. So you said it's simple, but the health, the nutrition that you get from it is that's everything. You want the simple foods.
Right.
Yeah.
I eat it.
Yes.
I eat rice though, so I don't know how healthy that is.
I know what you mean. All right, Princess, for you. Now, this is not your first nomination. And Princess, how do you, as an actor, how do you build on a moment like this where you're going from to festival, you're being nominated, and there's so much recognition that is coming to your work and what you have done as an actress? Can you give advice on how you build on these type of moments?
Actually, when I get to work, I don't think about awards or anything related to getting attention. I concentrate on how to be real and be how to be in the moment, because if I'm in the moment, then I'm pleased with what I do. I want it to be as real as possible for me. Because if I know that I felt something, I'm hoping that it will go through the lens and have another person, like the audience, feel what I'm feeling too.
Oh, that's so good. That's so, and I felt that what you just said. I felt that. That's so great. Ari, it's for you. How important is it for you to tell authentic Filipino stories as a writer? How important is it to continue these type of stories?
Um, it's very important. You know, Hollywood is changing, and we are seeing more representation. And as we all know, and it's one of the missions that I love about Urban World Film Festival is that representation matters, but representation, authentic representation, I think is the key, and is even more important. Um, we need to be telling stories that are coming from us and being told by us. And
Yeah.
I feel that if we continue to do that, we just bridge uh, different cultures together because of better
Yeah.
understanding.
Yes, yes. I definitely, as I was doing my work, my research, I definitely learned a few things like the language, Tagalog, right? That was something new for me, and just being in this moment, it's helping me to grow as well. So you guys showing up and doing this. I mean, from the editors, the writers, the director, everyone was Filipino. And, that's how they do it in Black film as well. Like they will put together a full cast of all Black people. And there's something that's so powerful that happens when creators who speak the same language and have the same understanding, the same culture, urban culture, get together and create something. And that's one of the key things that the Orlando Film Festival wanted to do, was to adjust people's meaning and understanding of the word urban. There's urban culture, community, and it just goes so far above and beyond. So having you guys nominated, not just for best short film, but having you guys nominated best actress, best actor. And there was also, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys also introduced the LGBTQ community. You had some actors there for representation as well. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it is there's very much it's very evident that there's LGBTQ representation um, within the storyline itself, but also behind the scenes.
Okay. All right. And who represents that for you guys in the storyline?
Hmm. Well,
It's
if
hard to say it. It's without giving the ending.
Okay, okay, there it is. All right, we don't want to give away the ending for sure. Don't want to give away the ending. You have to come out and see Get Your Story Straight. Now, if you go to the Orlando Urban Film Festival, you'll be able to see the schedule and you'll be able to see exactly when you can come out and see Get Your Story Straight. Not only that, but the tickets are not that expensive, so come out and have a good time for with us. Yes. Now, Ariel and Princess, will we get to see you guys in Orlando?
I hope so. I hope so. I'm trying to see if I can get away from work and be there.
Okay. All right. And how about you, Ari?
Unfortunately, right now I can't be there. I have a trip that's out of the country that's been scheduled. I'm trying. I really am. But right now, unfortunately, I can't make it. But we are going to definitely have representation from Get Your Story Straight. You know,
Nice.
sometimes Florida gets a bad rap, but every time I've been there, I've always had a great time. Um, I actually lived in Fort Lauderdale for, I think it was 3 months, working at the Performing Arts Center there, doing a show.
Yes.
I'm really hoping that I'll be able to switch some things around.
All right. Well, when you think about Orlando, Florida, what comes up for you, Ari?
Mm. Well, Disney World, of course,
Yes.
Epcot Center. And I also know a few people who are originally from Orlando and, really nice people. So I think of that as well.
Okay. Very good.
Meet
Uh,
you, and I'd love to meet you and Matthew. Matthew? Is it Matthew?
Timothy,
Timothy, I'm sorry. Matthew
Timothy Stark.
Timothy
Yes.
Stark, who is the film festival director, who's been so
Yes.
kind through emails. I'd love to meet him in person as well.
Yes, yes. Now, Timothy, I believe, is located or based in California, so that might not be that hard to do to connect with him and even collaborate and work.
Mm.
In the spirit of thinking about collaborating and working, where can people connect with you guys? I know you have GYSS_film on Instagram, but where can people connect with you two individually? Princess?
I have an Instagram, and my handle is real Princess Punzalan. So when I tried to get an account with Instagram, I didn't know that there were other Princess Punzalan. So,
See?
so
I'm
I
sure
had
they
to
got it
go
from you though.
real Princess Punzalan.
I get that. Maybe that's why people do that all the time. You see so many people have the real, and then they have their name. Maybe that's why you have to just put it out there. I'm the real one, it's me.
Oh,
Ari, how about you?
it's just underscore Ari Felix.
All right. All right. And I don't say it enough, guys, but I'm an actress and you can connect with me at underscore Gabby Kennedy on all platforms as well as GabbyKennedy.com, where you can see my work and my reel and some other things. So I know that you guys are really creating these great stories. But if you ever want to write in a Black girl, holla at me because I can make that happen too. I would love to connect with you guys. All right. I have another question for you. And this question is important to me, the Actors Talk, because there's a lot of people that may see what I'm doing and they wonder, what advice can you give? So I always like to ask filmmakers, and we'll start with Princess. What advice would you give to someone that wants to be an actress, and
Uh,
is maybe just starting out? Yes.
yeah. First of all, get to know who you really are. And unless you accept who you really are, everything about you, even your past, it's hard to move forward. And once you really get to know yourself, then it's easier to tap into the emotions that come with the role and try not to erase your how you feel about the past. Um, Being raw and having stuff in your toolbox is a treasure. So
Yes.
make peace with yourself, accept what was, what is, and that will help you propel you to the future.
That's so good. That's so good. And I know that just these few minutes that I've spent with you, I know that that is probably a big reason why people cast you because of the realness that you come and you represent. That's so good. And I know that people can rely on you for that. Um, Ari, how about for you?
I'm just taking all this down because any acting advice from Princess Punzalan is gold. Tell you,
I'm
acting with
telling you.
women was just a gift. Um, whatever she said, that. Uh,
Yes.
also, I think it, letting go of ego um, is a big thing. Um, and just being open. I think being open is a big one. Open to advice and criticism and praise. Um, and another one is, and I know I've given this advice to a few people who are starting out, and it's not what you want to hear really, but study if you're really in
Oh,
it,
yeah.
or just to get into class.
Yes, yes, definitely. Here's a disclaimer, guys. I do these interviews because I want the information for myself. So just like what you just said, Princess, that information was golden, and that helps somebody like me, and it helps me help other people when I can sit down and have these conversations. It's so valuable, and people don't realize just how much meaning it has. When I started out, there were a lot of things that I didn't know. I had to go through the experiences. So I said, you know what? Let me start something where people don't have to wait until they're in it. They can hear it firsthand from people who are actually doing it, actually making the films, and get this experience. For somebody like me, it's like, yes, I can pay. I go to training and stuff like that. But God knows these conversations help me so much outside of training. So thank you guys so much for giving your advice. Now I want to wrap up our conversation, but I don't want to forget any. I don't want to forget anything. Again, you can connect with for our viewers. You can connect with Get Your Story Straight on Instagram at GYSS_films. They have some great content there, even content where they're winning awards for their amazing work. Again, congratulations to you guys for being nominated. And I don't want to leave anything out about this story. So, can you guys please tell me what you would like people to know about Get Your Story Straight before we go? And we'll start with you, Ari.
Oh, okay. Um, it's just it's a good time at the movies.
Yes,
it's
yes.
a
It's a dark comedy,
it's a
right?
dark comedy. It's a
Yes.
nice peek into the lives of a Filipino American immigrant family, but it's basically a fun time, a good time at the movies.
All right. And anything
Yeah.
from you, Princess?
Yeah, dysfunction may come in different ways, but in the end, you know that your family will always be your family. You will always love your family no matter what. And they will be the only ones there for you in the end. So, family is priceless.
Yes, it is. That's really good. So get to know the is it Delgado family?
The Del
Uh,
Rosario.
Del Rosario family. And before we go, I would like to read the summary off of IMDb. A murder charge assembles four estranged siblings for an unexpected reunion where they find themselves navigating secrets, dysfunction, and the law. A story film with a Filipino American cast and crew. And we can leave it right there. So if you want to know more about this film, come out to the Orlando Urban Film Festival, which will be August 29th, 30th, and 31st, where you can see Get Your Story Straight and other films. You two, thank you so much for joining me today. And you can look for this interview on all platforms. I'm wishing you guys the best with your nominations. Okay.
Thanks
Thank
All
for having me.
right.
you.
So
Really nice.
absolutely, absolutely. Bye bye, guys.
Bye, Princess.